If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to my Patreon for early access to videos and exclusive content on streaming for beginners. Guys, welcome in SeaSaltDonkey. SeaSalt, how are you doing today?
Good. Hello, everybody.
A lot of these questions are honestly like pertaining to you, your stream, and just sort of what's a lot of things that you're looking forward to, and some of them are related to just like maybe you as an experienced streamer. How long have you been streaming at this point? At least a year, or if not more, right?
Probably, yeah, about
a year, right? Yeah, okay. So, just in your experience, maybe offering some tips. So I'll get to that in a second. The first question, though, is just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, my name is SeaSaltDonkey, 24-year-old who's pretty much living in one of the hottest places ever. I have an amazing group of friends. I kind of grew up not really much of a family, but I grew up with friends that I learned over time that your friends actually are your family. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like playing video games from time to time. I'm really good at board games a lot, though. Surprisingly, my fiance won't play Risk with me anymore, nor with my friends.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they won't play with me, but no, I like games a lot. I like board games a lot. They're my favorite. Board games always I get kind of competitive, but
yeah,
it's a healthy competition, not like that toxic one where they get angry and flip the table.
Right.
I'm waiting for that to happen.
Well, I mean, if you're that good at a board game, it's probably bound to happen. It's almost inevitable at that point. You just gotta find the wrong person to tick off.
Yeah, I'm learning so I can get old, so it's acceptable.
Really
old. Once you're like 50 or 60, it's acceptable just to flip the table and just be like, I'm done with this game.
Yeah, and then they'll be like, oh, SeaSalt.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just SeaSalt being SeaSalt. What's your favorite board game? Because actually, my wife and I are I wouldn't say we're like huge into board games, but we really do like playing them. And honestly, being in a new city, there's obviously not too many people to play board games with or invite over. But back in Jersey, we would do it fairly often.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
My favorite board game would be the game of Life, mostly because how I play with my fiance. Every time she would get to the married portion, I'd just be like, why are you cheating on me, huh?
Yeah.
I would mess with her so much. I would just kind of get her car and just tip it over and be like, oh, looks like your husband's a pretty bad driver. Sucks, huh? That wouldn't be happening if you were in my car, but I guess,
Yeah, that's a really good one to mess with your significant other in, because then you could just be like, hey, I think this time around I'm just gonna fly solo for the entirety of my life. So, and they'd be like, what? What do you mean? What's that mean?
Exactly. I just love messing with her a lot. I think like one of the best things is just messing with her because
same here.
She messes with me a lot so much.
Yeah, same here. We're like, I'd say 50% of my relationship with my wife is just messing with her and annoying her. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Because for me and Phantom, we were best friends when I first met, and it was weird because it felt like fate at some point. Because when we first met, we were just two freshmen on the first day of school, and I saw her, and I was just like, I was a young kid, so my first thought was, girl, I want to talk to her.
Right.
Man, I was really little, so I went to go talk to her. I introduced myself immediately, and I thought that was the last time I was ever gonna see her. And then I ended up getting moved to an honors class, and I sat right in front of her.
No way.
Yeah, and after that, and we spent the whole time talking to each other that entire year, and then the next year after that, we had first hour together, and I was behind her.
Wow, that's crazy. It just so happened that you guys were that close. That's crazy.
Yeah, and after that, she had a boyfriend at the time, so I just kept dating and stuff like that. And then one moment we were both single, and I was like, "Hey, let's give it a
go." Yeah, that's awesome. And that's really cool.
Yeah. So we were really good friends. So now teasing each other is just pretty much inevitable to happen.
I mean, especially it sounds like that's a couple years you guys have known each other. So I feel like over time the teasing just gets more intense.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've known my wife for I think in a year or two it'll be 10 years. Not married, but having friended her, and Yeah, it's just only gotten more intense as we've gotten more comfortable with each other. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's funny because they'll tell you like I'm not mad. I'm like, yeah, you are.
yeah, you look a little mad. Your veins popping on your forehead.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's amazing.
I would know. I have a giant forehead according to chat. So
your forehead's not that big.
Thank you. At least somebody thinks so. You hear that, chat? See, SeaSaltDonkey is a saint. Because he doesn't think my forehead is huge. Sorry, I lost my composure there a little bit.
And I'm not saying that because Dim has a gun to me.
I definitely didn't buy him off. Definitely didn't to say that. Oh my god, with this freaking...
Thank you for those $50, by the way.
Wait, what? No.
You'll be a good friend.
I told you that in confidence. Seems kind of sus. Oh, okay. All right, guys. We're moving on.
I love the emote.
We're moving on. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, it's a good one. I enjoy it. One thing I think I don't know if I've ever asked you this on your channel, but where did you get the name SeaSaltDonkey? Because I know like on your bio you say where there is salt there is donkey. And I'm like, this doesn't answer my question.
Honestly, just so my family kind of kept calling me a special word a lot, and my family nickname essentially was dumbass.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they weren't the best, but I kind of just turned it into something that was like, instead of just like, you know, being sad about it, just kind of, because I've got a lot of like nicknames over time. I was bullied a lot when I was younger.
Oh wow.
So in this case, I decided to take a donkey and just own it.
Yeah.
And the SeaSalt, because I used to love Kingdom Hearts all the time. It used to make me feel so much better after like school and stuff, and it helped me get away from my parents fighting a lot. So I played a lot of Kingdom Hearts growing up. Hence why, like, I always believe no matter what, there's always going to be light, there's always going to be goodness, and I realized that if I have to be one of those people, I will be.
Wow, that's really cool. I had no idea that there was that amount of depth in your name. That's really cool, though. Like, and yeah. I love the idea of like you saying, "Hey, Phantom, welcome to the stream. How are you?"
No, she see.
Scatter. I love the idea of you taking power away from that, where that was used negatively toward you growing up, and just saying like, you know, F that, I'm gonna own this and use this as something that I can hold as powerful. And you know, now you've taken that name and, you know, starting to build a community here on Twitch that is just oodles of positivity. You know, I never go to your stream and think like, yeah, this guy's really toxic or anything like that. It's always very positive.
Yeah, I just like, I know what it's like to like feel like alone and isolated a lot, and like being picked last and stuff. So my goal is to make sure no one ever feels like that, because everyone's always welcome and accepted. They should feel like that. Like, it's I feel like it's something that just needs to like happen, I guess. Like, no one should be judged just how they look or like anything like disabilities, any of that, because it's horrible. It's mean. Yeah,
I 100% agree. I don't think anyone should be picked on, especially for things that are like, you know, like physical features or like, you know, just the way they are. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's like just very lowbrow and not very intelligent type of humor. You know, if that's sort of the excuse that people get, it's like, oh, well, it's a joke. It's funny. It's like, not really. It's not that great. It's not that great of a joke. It's been a common theme on these streamer spotlights lately that a lot of people that I've interviewed have kind of had that same sentiment of like, I started streaming because I wanted to create a safe space, and a lot of that came from their background, you know, like whether it's family, friends, environment, whatever it is, and it's always been I'm using this platform to spread positivity. I'm using this platform to spread to create a safe space for other people that can relate to how I've felt, and I think that's really cool. Like, I think it's cool that rather than like, you know, kind of shy away from that, a lot of people like kind of what you're saying earlier, you kind of take ownership of it and say, you know, I'm not going to let this hold power over me. I'm going to take control. And that's real. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, because like I spent a lot of my time thinking what was wrong with me, and like, why couldn't I like fit to their standards? And then eventually it took me to meet Phantom, who actually showed me like, you're a little too hard on yourself.
Yeah, I think everyone could probably, or most people I think could say that they're very, very hard on themselves, especially when I don't know. You grow up and there's just a lot of expectations from your family, from friends. So yeah, it can be rough for a lot of people.
Yeah. So eventually, over time, I had to teach myself like I'm not perfect and I'm never gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm happy with who I am or who I'm trying to be eventually, like, because essentially no one's ever gonna reach perfection. But if they try to aim for their best version of themselves, then at least they're trying. And
Yeah.
I find that beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, I think that is beautiful as well. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people. I don't know. A lot of people are, I guess, get kind of paralysis when it comes to that because they're like, I need to be perfect, whether it's at your job or at streaming or just at life. Like where there's so many different vehicles on social media to compare yourself to other people and like where they're at in life. So it's like really common for people to just feel like I just need to perfect everything, and it's extremely stressful and extremely or it creates a lot of anxiety for that person. And we just a lot of us just need to let that go. Just be like, hey, it's I'm never gonna be perfect. Like part of life is just learning from your mistakes, learning from experiences stuff, and always pushing forward and just not giving up. It's easy to give up, but it's hard to push forward.
Yeah. Sometimes people just need an ear to listen to or just a hug.
Yeah.
And if it's not a hug, a high five.
A high five. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I love that. I think that's something that that I also, I think, echo with like my community and stuff. I like trying to be positive with everybody. I like sharing or learning about their life and them learning a little bit about my life, and just trying to offer that bit of, whether it's advice or just sometimes people just want you to listen. They just need a shoulder to cry on, or they just need a vent about something. And I do try to be there with people online, and then also in IRL, in my personal life as well. So I mean, I think if more people did stuff like that, I think we'd be better for it.
Oh yeah, and the heresies.
Yeah, absolutely. What inspired you to start streaming? What was it? Strictly creating that safe space, or were there other factors involved?
I like making people laugh.
Hey, me too.
That's one thing I love doing is making people laugh. That's pretty much because like I said, it goes back to earlier. Like it's easy just to be sad. It's easier to be sad, thinking about, because it's easy for the bad things to creep up on you. So
Very
making
easy.
people smile and laugh just by just being a goofball like I am, even if for a minute or a few seconds, I just want to take that like pain away for a bit, just to make them like be like, even if it's just me saying the dumbest thing ever, or me like saying something accidentally that's sexual and not realizing it for a while. It takes me a while to get like dirty jokes, so I'll say something and people will be like, "What?" I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "Oh no, that's not what I mean. I'm so sorry."
That's funny. Yeah, they'll like give you that eye, like, what do you mean by that? SeaSalt?
Yeah, like that game Donut County. I was just like,
Oh my god, yes.
And then people were like, "What is it?"
When I played that, I leaned into it. I was like, I'm putting objects in holes. That was my title, I think.
Yeah, I was just like, "Get in the hole, get inside my hole," and I was like, "Wait, hold on now."
Pause. Wait a minute. End stream.
Panic overload.
Yeah, quite literally. That's funny. I saw that there were more games that were like that, by the way, with like Donut Country or County. There was some that kind of had that same like formula of like, you control a hole in the ground, and then you gotta like, do maneuvers and stuff, like separate games from Donut. I thought that was interesting, from like the same developers.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to try those out now.
Yeah, I could, if I could remember the name, I'd tell you. But yeah, if I find it, I'll let you know, because I might try it myself. I enjoyed playing that. I think we did it for the year anniversary on this stream. I played that, and it was a quick game. I think it was like a 3-4 hour game. It was fun.
Games like that are always fun like that, especially when they're short enough so you can actually just go through it.
Yeah. I know. Roger had a stream where he played 12 minutes and he committed to sticking through and finishing the whole game because it was about like an 8-hour game if you don't get tripped up too much, and he was able to finish it all in one swoop, and that was really fun to watch.
Raj, you trooper.
Yeah, 8 hours. He was on for a while, and I know he got stuck a couple times, but he figured it out. It was a really good experience. That's one, by the way, I recommend if you're into if you like puzzle solving games. That was a really fun interactive one.
You like puzzles. Raj, here's an honorary fist bump. You may not feel it, but it's there.
Yeah, you gotta give him that. You gotta give him that honorary fist bump here. I'll dedicate that one to Roger.
Thank you.
It was nice having chat help out. Yeah, I think that's what made it a lot of fun. The fact that it was an interesting game. It had just come out, so nobody really knew what to expect, and you had chat there, kind of like rooting for you and trying to help you out, solve everything. So yeah, that was a fun experience. I love things like that. Let's see, where were we? I know. So my next question is like, which of the games that you play the most, and like what drives you to make those decisions on like what games you play? I know from me watching you, you play Phasmo, you play Fortnite, and I know there was like a little bit of time that you were playing The Last of Us on stream, and you were trying to work your way through that. Like, what kind of what influences your decision to pick those games specifically?
I've never played The Last of Us, so it was actually my first run too, but
wow.
Matthias kept telling me how good of a game it was, and I should totally try it out.
Hey, shout out to Matthias.
I was like, yeah, Matthias, he's like a brother from another mother. If I could ever have an older brother, it'd be him.
Nice. Yeah, he's super chill. I've enjoyed getting to know him over the last year.
Yeah, he's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, he kept telling me to try this game, The Last of Us, and I'm really gonna like it. And I like, thankfully, I've never been spoiled for the game, so I'm just kind of like going in blind, and it was scary.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna lie. There was a lot of like infected people just come jumping at me, and I was like, okay. But yeah, it was really fun. I didn't get to finish the second one yet, sadly.
Oh, okay. You still working through that one?
Yeah, I'm still working through it.
Nice.
But I will eventually finish that story, and I'm gonna be really excited when I do. As for Fortnite, I played it and I was really bad. When I played it in like a couple years ago, and I was really, really bad at the game. I couldn't shoot to save my life, and I couldn't build to save my life. Like I by season 7 of the game, we ended up winning a game without killing anybody.
What?
Yeah. There's a video of me somewhere where it's just like, we won, but I was like, wait, what?
That's funny.
Yeah, that's how bad I was. I didn't kill anybody. I couldn't kill anybody. But over time, I kept telling myself, like, I gotta get better at this game. Like, I gotta constantly keep playing to get better at it. Because it seems so fun. It seems so relaxing and calming. And then over time, I slowly started winning games. And now, like, I don't always win, but I'm pretty decent at the game now. So I'm pretty happy about it.
That's awesome. Do you build a lot, or you just mainly, focus on shooting?
Mostly I just focus on building. I'm trying to get better on my build still, but
Nice.
I'm doing better at it. But for me, it was like one of those things where it's just like, I got to commit to something, like a goal.
Right.
And if it's to be good at this game, that's good. That's what it's gonna be.
Nice. That's definitely a good one that has like it's kind of a low barrier of entry where like a lot, obviously kids play this, so it's really good for that, but it's got like a high skill ceiling, so you quite literally could like just devote your entire stream to that one game and like get really, really good at it, because there's just a lot of skill involved in mastering the building and the shooting in that game.
Yeah, sometimes there's some people I face often now that like are like super builders. Like I'll shoot them once and they'll just start building me a hotel with
Yep.
and Wi-Fi. I'm just like, come on, man.
Yeah.
I build like an outhouse.
Oh my god. I've been in that same situation where I would play, and I was really good because that was like the game that when I first started streaming, that was almost all I played, and I got really good at a certain point, but then I dropped off immediately. So now whenever I jump back on, it's kind of that same scenario where like I'll shoot somebody from a distance, they'll build the Eiffel Tower, and then I'm just there with my little, one by one by one by one. Always how it is.
It really do be like that. Like it's so like Raj said, it can be really super stressful in situations like that because you're just hiding and you're like, please don't find me, please don't find me, and for some reason they just have like ESP and they're just like, he's here.
Yeah, he knows.
I can feel him.
He knows exactly. Yeah, even after 4 years of that game being live, end game, like you're the last like 10 people, like my heart will still start beating a little faster because like of the pressure of like trying to actually get the win and close it out. But yeah, it's super stressful.
One thing for sure that I do enjoy the events they have for like their seasons. Like the end of like some, like for instance, tomorrow there's gonna be an event, a live event.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They always have live events Fortnite. Yeah. And like it's like the Ariana Grande concert, the Travis Scott concert. Those are amazing. Like
yeah.
I love looking at those. That's for sure.
Do you try to for your streams? Do you try to actually catch it live, or do you do that just offline?
I do that offline because I like watching them with my friends and stuff, and I don't know if any of them like super comfortable with me streaming and stuff like that. So I like to respect the privacy.
Got it. Yeah, those I know I was more into Fortnite in Chapter 1 versus Chapter 2. So a lot of those early ones were great. I think my favorite of all the events that I've participated in was the one with the giant robot bear versus the sea creature. Like they have a big kaiju fight in the middle of the island. That was probably my favorite one.
Yeah, that was really cool, especially that little slow-mo with the sword and they both come at each other, just stabs in the eye. I'm like,
yeah. That was like, I think, peak Fortnite for me. That was one of my favorite. Oh, it's Fandom's favorite too. That's awesome.
Yeah, he has a huge thing with kaijus and big monsters.
Nice. I'm a huge Godzilla fan. I like watching. I grew up watching like all the classic Godzilla ones. So the fact that they like rebooted it and now we have like live versions of it with Godzilla vs King Kong and stuff. Like I'm in heaven with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, she loves like the kaiju can be a complete like bad person, like they could be a complete monster. And she's like, they did nothing wrong. And I'm like, oh my god,
that's
they're
funny.
Kind of like humanity. It's like, well, what did humanity do? I'm like, what do you mean?
That's funny. Dim, we need to be friends. Hey, I'm totally down. I just think we need to all play games together. Is what needs to happen.
Yes.
That'll facilitate the friendship for sure.
Jersey.
But yeah, I'm super big into kaiju stuff. I liked when Pacific Rim came out. I really liked that. I didn't watch the second one, but that first one was really good. I'm trying to think what else like came out recently that was like really good. The thing I could think of most is Godzilla vs King Kong, and I did a little marathon with my wife where we watched the whatever it was 2016 Godzilla. We watched Kong Skull Island, and then the second Godzilla movie, and then we followed it up with the new one that came out this year.
Oh yeah. My favorite kaiju would be Mothra, and
yes.
That's my favorite kaiju.
So good. There was actually a couple weeks ago, Bad Wolf and I went to Austin, and they have a section over there where there's like a plaza that like they serve Asian cuisine. So there's like sushi restaurants and stuff. One of the things they had was a almost like a Japanese bookshop where they had a lot of imports from overseas, and it just the day that we went just happened to be like a Godzilla Day event. So they had a bunch of stuff that was like they had like signed books from like the behind the scenes of like the original Godzilla movies, like the old ones that they made in Japan. And they had like exclusive T-shirts and stuff, and a bunch of merch and everything. It was like I wanted to buy more. I think I only bought one thing, but I could have easily dropped like $300 with all the things I saw there, and I had to be like really careful. I was like, no, gotta pay the bills. I can only buy one thing. But that was really cool.
It's moments like that where I wish Phantom wasn't there for sure as he's now. I'm happy she wasn't, because if that was the case, we'd be broke, and I'd just be like...
the whole store gone.
It's gonna be gone. And she like, how'd you pay for all this? I didn't. I stole it. And I'm gonna cry. I'm just be like, please, I don't want to go to jail.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Biscuit said that her dad worked on the 2016 Godzilla. Seriously?
Bro.
And got an autograph from Bryan Cranston for you? Holy crap, that's amazing, B-Sweet. I didn't know that. I just thought you were really good friends with John Cena because he worked security at that place. Yeah, that's crazy. Man.
Got Walter White's autograph. What?
Yeah, quite literally. When you saw, I was gonna say when you saw Bryan Cranston, but I guess it's just an autograph. On the autograph, what he should have written was "I am the danger." I think that would have been really nice. Should have done that. Yeah, that Breaking Bad show is so good. Okay, so we went through some of those games. And thank you for sharing that. The games that you play, I enjoy all of those. I know The Last of Us was one where I've been wanting to. I have the first one, and I haven't gotten the second one because I still need to play through that first one. But like that was, I feel like it was so long ago, which is why I liked watching you play it because I could kind of like live vicariously through you and like experience it when I was able to catch your streams. Because it's I think I bought it when it was for the PS3, and then I got it again for the PS4, and then I just I'm like I think maybe midway through it, and I just haven't gone back to finish it off.
You must finish it.
I know. There's so many games, man. I know. My chat tells me I have to finish the original Spider-Man game, and that is doubly true now because they announced Spider-Man 2.
They did.
Yeah, which I'm super hyped for. It's Peter and Miles up against Venom. Like, yeah, come on, that's an instant winner for me.
I squealed a bit, just a bit. I saw that. I was like, ah!
Yeah, I did too. I was at work, so I had to be really quiet. But I was like shaking in my seat because yeah, that's one that I absolutely want to watch. Have you been getting that same issue with the bots?
I've only had one follow me.
Only had one follow you. It starts slowly. It started with one for me like maybe a week or two ago, and this is probably the stream where I've had the most bots that I needed to ban. That's crazy.
It's really on Twitch's part. I really wish they'd fix something about that.
Yeah, it's getting really bad, man. It's getting real bad. So another question I have for you, moving on through these questions is since you've been streaming for about a year now, do you have at least one tip for a new streamer? Just somebody that's completely fresh, maybe they haven't even decided whether they want to jump on Twitch or YouTube yet. Just some imparting some advice to them.
Not every stream will be perfect.
That is that's okay. Very good one. Yes.
And there will be streams where you'll have, like, for some reason, your internet's crapping out on you, or the quality's not that great. You'll just take a breath and just focus on what the issue is, and eventually it'll be resolved. And just don't overly panic. It's gonna be fine. The people who are watching, if they leave because of that reasoning, then do you even want them there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if they stay and they're patient with you, then yeah, you're building a great community at that point. It's fine. Just don't stress too bad.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay because there's always tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's a really, really good tip. Virtual, thank you for those bits, by the way. Thank you so much. Yeah, I want to elaborate on that a little bit because I think that's a really, really good tip that you're sharing with us right now. I know when I first started streaming, it was back in 2018, and I was streaming off my very outdated MacBook Pro and my PlayStation 4, and that's how I started streaming. My stream would crash, I think, every hour or so because my laptop would overheat from trying to stream it. I'd always have technical issues and all that stuff. It got to the point where it was very discouraging to me because, like you're saying, like not every stream was perfect. I had technical issues. I had streams where I had very low viewer count, and again, as a new streamer, that was like really, really important to me. It's not anymore because I know and I'm experienced now, so I understand that it goes beyond that. But early on, like that's what I would that was like what I would get hooked on. I'm like, oh well, I only have one viewer, like that's not good, that means I'm not doing well. And I know for a lot of new streamers, and the reason why a lot of new streamers kind of jump off streaming pretty quickly is for that exact reason. So like if you're if you're listening to this in the future, and you just happen to catch this streamer spotlight, just know that you can continue moving forward. Don't give up. Just because you're just starting out, just understand that it's a growth process. You learn over time and you grow over time. If you're shy about being on camera, you will learn to get used to that. If you're not a very good public speaker, it's okay. Just stream and you're gonna get a lot better and a lot more comfortable speaking to the void. If you don't think you're good at video games, that's okay. Play games that you enjoy, the ones that make you happy. Don't focus on competitive. Don't focus on being the best. Just do what you love. And sometimes that doesn't have to always be gaming on Twitch. There's other categories and there's other ways that you can express your talents or your hobbies, and people eat that stuff up. So, whatever it is, you just do it. Just put that like left foot forward, right foot forward, and just move forward with it.
My biggest thing is I always tell myself beforehand when I first started is that your value is not the number.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, it's how you value yourself.
Exactly.
And I've unfortunately I've been on like when I started actually streaming more often, I met some Twitch streamer friends, and unfortunately I've met some who value the number more than they valued anything else, and that it was tearing them apart.
Yeah.
And
that's a really good point. I think that not only is it something that not only does it like weigh you down to the point where like the quality of your stream suffers for it because you're overly worrying about like vanity metrics like that, but also like from a mental health standpoint, like that's not good. Like if that is eating away at you and you're stressing over it and you're anxious over it, like that cannot be good for your health. So like from two experienced streamers, if you're listening to this, like don't sweat those small things. Like focus on building a community around the things that you value. Focus on friendship. Focus on not networking, but like building relationships. Focus on doing things that you enjoy regardless of who's watching. Like those are like those deeper tips that I think new streamers should definitely take and put in their pocket.
And also have fun, because your audience will know if you're stressed out.
Yes, have fun. I can't tell you how many streams I've in the 3 years that I've been streaming, that you can just tell like they're not having a good time. They're either tired or stressed about something IRL, or they're not enjoying the game because it's the game and they're getting tilted. Like those are the kind of things that turn away an audience. So you just got to do your best to weed out that negativity. Obviously, like you said, you can't be perfect every stream, but that should be like a goal. Like it's going to be fun, it's going to be high energy, it's going to be positive. Those are the kind of things that you should be shooting for, I think.
Yeah, especially, and you got to be you.
That's a really good one. I like that one. Be you. Don't try to be somebody else. Don't try to imitate other people. That definitely seek inspiration from successful streamers, but don't feel the need or the pressure to have to copy them to a T. I don't think that's a way to be successful. I think you want to be you. You want to put your best foot forward, and you want it to be as authentic as possible.
Yeah, because I rather like have my community love me for who I am than someone I'm not, honestly.
Yeah, and when you do that, where you try to be somebody else, I think most people can tell. I think most over time, like even if they don't get it on that first try, like I think over time people will tell that you're like, it seems like you're kind of faking that energy, or you're kind of faking that personality or something. Just be yourself. It's be your authentic self. There's going to be an audience there for you. I think as long as that's your core foundation of your of you as a content creator, everything else will follow. Like you'll eventually get the high quality equipment. You'll eventually get into a streaming schedule. You'll eventually get into creating content, you know. But it's really important to have those it's important to have the authenticity so that when you have those awesome moments, they appear authentic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I'm like tearing up a little bit.
No, but those are really good ones, SeaSalt. I like those tips. You didn't give us one. I think you gave us 3 really good ones. So that's
I'm
awesome.
sorry.
No, don't be sorry. This is great. This is really good.
When you
content.
don't understand the assignment.
Yeah. What did I do? That's funny, man. So going along with that question, because we're talking about like a lot of things of how do you be successful as a streamer. How about for you personally? Like, do you have any short, long-term goals as a streamer, or is this something that you're kind of mostly doing for fun and for just being social, or are there like larger, long-term goals that you have in mind?
My goal for streaming for me is just essentially just having fun. Really, I like having fun. I like doing it because like I guess my only goal right now is to make sure people have a fun time there as well.
Yeah.
Like every time they tune in, they just smile. That's only my goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some people are into streaming for different reasons, and that's amazing that they do it for what they do. But for me, it's just more like my goal is just to make people laugh.
Yeah. I think that's a good goal as any. I think for me, it definitely starts with that. It starts with like, I want people to have fun. I think for me over the time that I've streamed, it's kind of evolved into, I want to be a resource, and that's my goal now. But the fun part has always been part of that. Like I always, when it all is said and done, I want it to be fun. I want it to be entertaining. I want to make people laugh. I want to make them feel good. And I think you embody that on your stream as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I always have fun on your stream, man. So yeah, I mean, I think that's a really good goal, and that's a good one to start out with, especially when you're starting out. Like, you can have those aspirational goals of like, you want to do this, you want to do that. Sometimes it's money, sometimes it's fame, depending on your flavor. But I think it should always start out with that basic of like, hey, before you can get to any of that, you got to be entertaining. You got to have fun with it. So I think that's a really good foundational goal to have.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because I don't know, for me, just like I said, fun is just fun.
Yeah.
When you're smiling, having a good time, and like sometimes the chat will actually just match your energy.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah, I think I've definitely learned that over time, where when my energy is not there, chat reciprocates. And when my energy is there, chat is a lot more vocal, a lot more engaged. They have a lot of fun. So, that's hopefully what you strive for every stream. Like you strive for that same kind of energy.
One thing I also learned when it became important to streaming is having a good network of people to support you.
Ooh, that's a really good one.
Like whether it be online or at home, like it's always good to have those people that believe in you. Because if you don't, it gets harder.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah,
like honestly, I wouldn't be as far as I am right now if it wasn't like for my friends and Phantom. Like honestly, if I had a number one supporter, probably Phantom, because he puts up with like so much, and she does so much for me, and that's why I love her so much. But no, honestly, she's probably like my biggest supporter, and I probably would not be where I am right now if it weren't for her.
Yeah.
So it's always good to have like those good people around you.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Again, when I first started streaming, a lot of it was solo. I didn't try to make those connections as much. Again, I was new to it. I didn't really know what to expect, and I was very shy. I'm naturally introverted, and streaming has really like bumped up the extroversion a lot. But when I first started streaming, I was very quiet. I just focused on the game. I wasn't really talking to chat. I didn't know any of that at that point, and I think it suffered for it. Oh God. Here we go.
Be able to do this.
That's amazing.
That's funny.
Hey, thank you for the 100 bits virtual. I appreciate it.
Oh, that is amazing.
Yeah, that's from. You ever seen Scott Pilgrim?
I love that movie.
Just my experience early on with streaming, in terms of like having that safety net of people that are supporting you, which I think you made a really good point on that. So like I was saying early on, I was very solo, and I think a lot of my success in the last year, because it really has only been in the last year that things have really picked up for me, has been the fact that I have a lot of that support. I have the support in my wife, who is constantly very supportive of my streaming. I mean, she allows me to stream 3 times a day. She allows me to play video games offline with other streamers. You know, she doesn't have to do that, but she chooses to do that because she knows that I enjoy doing this, that I have a smile on my face when I do this, and you know, she believes in what I'm trying to do here. So that's my biggest supporter. Beyond that, I have close friends who support my stream that I couldn't be doing this without them. And then on top of that, I have my mods and the community that I've been slowly building up. You know, a lot of you guys that are in chat, like you guys all give me that energy to keep doing what I do, because I think if I didn't have that, I would burn out so fast. So having that support around you is 100% necessary for you to, I think, be a streamer.
Yeah, for sure. And one piece of advice I give is not everyone's a good person when they say they're trying to help you out. Just if you notice the signs, it's okay. Like,
yeah,
you know, to back off if you need to. You're not hurting anybody.
Yep.
I've been watching Twitch for a while now, and I've learned the good, the bad, and the ugly at this point. Some things I wish I didn't know, but it happens.
Same.
But if you have to get out of there, it's okay. No one's going to be mad at all either. Like, you don't need that in your life.
Yeah.
You need people to lift you up, not bring you down.
Yep. 100%.
I had a streamer call me selfish for looking out for my mental health at one point, and I was like, I gotta get out of here.
Wow. That's a big yikes there.
Yeah, once you get those flags, you just gotta get out.
Yeah. Again, just surround yourself with people who want to support you and, you know, are looking out for you, not looking out for, you know, like themselves, not looking for financial compensation, like not looking to like just suck the life force off of you, but like that it's, you know, people that genuinely care about your well-being, and that's super important. There's so many different times where I see on Twitter or I see on Instagram, like people say, you know, sorry guys, I have to, you know, I'm not feeling great today, I have to take a mental health, you know, day, so I won't be streaming. And, you know, something I always think to myself is like, why are you apologizing? You know, like that is a social construct, right? Like a social norm where we feel like we have to apologize. You don't have to apologize to anybody. You go take your mental health day. That's okay. Like, go do that for you, because, you know, if you try to push through it without, you know, with those feelings or whatever you're going through, I mean, you know, if you want to put it in one way, the stream's going to suffer for that. So, like, you know, take a step back. No one's going to hate you for it. And then you come back when you're ready.
Exactly. Like, mental health is extremely important.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you need to break off, don't ever apologize for your feelings. Never apologize for, like, you know, needing the mental health break, because it's you know. You got to take care of yourself, like, at that point right there. Because we rather have you happy and healthy with a mentality feeling like you can breathe than when you're just feeling constrained and stressed out. And it's really sad, because like I said, I don't like seeing people like that. It hurts. Yeah. Because if they're hurting, I'm hurt, because I wish there's something I could do. And if the thing is, like, I could do is making sure they're okay and taking a mental day where they can just breathe and have a fun time, then that's totally worth it.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
That's what, when people apologize to me, it's like, I'm really sad, I'm sorry I can't participate in your stream. I'm like, don't ever apologize to me for that. Mm-hmm. What do you mean?
I say the same thing on my stream. I get sorries all the time. I'm like, don't be so. You have a life outside of this. It's okay. Like, you go do you. Like, it's fine if you're here. If you're here, you're not here. Like, I always 100% appreciate. Like, even if you're in here for 5 seconds and you just say hello, like, I appreciate that. You don't have to be here the entirety of my stream. You know, like, if you're gone for 3 months, I'm not gonna, like, judge you for it. Like, when you come back, I'm gonna be like, what's up? Like, I'm gonna be excited to see you, you know? Like,
Exactly. It's like, I want to hear about your new adventure that you're going through. Like,
Exactly. Yeah,
eh,
1,000% yes.
for me, it's like if they apologize, I'm like, stop apologizing. Go out there, have fun. If they want to make me happy, you go out there and have fun and just take care of what you got to take care of.
Yeah, absolutely. What games are you planning to both buy and play in the coming weeks? And I might extend that, just like, are you excited for any games the rest of 2021, or is there anything next year that you're really looking forward to?
Well, right now, I was playing this game called Dead Space, and I was trying to finish that, but I never played Dead Space before, and I never like looked into it. I just kind of just went in there.
You went in blind?
Yep, and
you are brave.
I kind of put myself in hard mode without realizing it.
No, dude.
And I got stuck, so I might have to start that over completely.
What do you mean, like the whole game?
Yeah, I got stuck I have no ammo, nothing.
Oh, and you're saved at that stage?
Yep.
Oh,
so I might have to redo that. My timing is when I'm gonna do it, because right now, like, I haven't been able to get a 100% breather since work, because my job is kind of like fluctuating a lot with its schedule. So right now I'm trying to find a good time space to like actually sit down and play that game, and just stream that, because I really was enjoying myself until I got stuck.
Yeah. My one experience with that game was like freshman year of college, I think, where I had a roommate say, like, you gotta play this game, it's so good, oh my god, Dead Space. I'm like, yeah, and I watched him play it, and I saw him like fight off those, what are they called, necromorphs or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I could not, and he handed me the controller, and all I did was play the intro. I quite literally, like, when he walks into the ship and then like all hell breaks loose, and then a couple minutes after that I put the controller down and I was like, I cannot do this. I cannot play this game. I think maybe it'd be different now, because like, if you've been on the Friday Fright Nights, I've started playing Resident Evil 2, and like since I've started streaming, I've been kind of like slowly playing more and more horror games and scary games. But back like 10 years ago when I was a freshman, no shot. I was not into it.
Yeah, I love scary games. They keep me sometimes I'll look really into it, and then something will scare me, and I'm just like, what was that? Because I get scared easily. So
yeah.
But yeah, I plan to finish Dead Space, and I keep playing. I like playing Fortnite, so I keep playing those. And
nice.
I haven't really played the Spider-Man games, but I have seen my friend play it, so I'm gonna try to get into that as well.
I think you'd enjoy it, especially if you're excited for the second one. That the first game is, again, I haven't beat it, but like the reason I didn't beat it was because I was so immersed in that game that I just exclusively did side quests, and then like eventually I got the PC, and then I moved away from my PlayStation, and that's why I haven't played it.
That's what happened.
yeah, but I highly recommend that game. The other ones that I know we talked about yesterday that came out was like God of War Ragnarok, and the Wolverine game they announced. I don't know if you saw that too.
Yeah. I saw that, and that one I got really hyped for. I love Wolverine.
Yeah, same. I'm a big Wolverine fan. I don't know what else is coming out like early next year, but those are some of the ones that I'm really excited for. I would add New World as well. I don't know if you've heard of that one, but that's like an MMO that's coming out that is for consoles and looks pretty good.
One game that's already been announced, but I know for a fact I'm going to be streaming and playing for sure when it comes out, is the Gotham Arkham Knights.
Yes.
Gotham Knights.
I almost forgot that existed. Yes.
And the Suicide Squad game that's coming out.
Yeah. I was about to add that to your comment. Yeah. Those are both ones that I'm excited for too. Yeah.
Yeah, because I played all the Arkham games, and I'm just, those games were so much fun playing. So those games I'm really hyped for them to come out. So
I've only beat 2, and what's the one where there's one between 2 and like Arkham Knight. Is it Origins? Arkham Origins?
Yeah, Origins.
Yeah, that one. I beat those 2 middle ones. I never got to play the first one because I think I just it wasn't on my radar until the second one came out, and then I have Arkham Knight, but it's another one of my PlayStation 4 games that has just collected dust in my closet.
Yeah, I just love going around being Batman and just beating people up.
Yeah. Was that you jaywalking? And then just go and just beat them up.
You cross the red light.
Just like that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I love those jokes about Batman. Are you excited for the Batman movie coming out with Pattinson?
Oh, yes, I am. I'm
Yeah.
very excited.
Me too.
Batman's like my second favorite superhero. Spider-Man being my first.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'd put them in that order for myself too. It'd be Spider-Man, Batman, Daredevil. I think would be 3, and then maybe Wolverine.
Like,
and then Cap.
Robert Pattinson is like a great actor.
Yeah.
Like I saw him in Lighthouse, and
oh my god, dude. Okay, I have to go on record saying that I completely shit on Pattinson for the longest time because I've never watched anything that he's been in, and all I've ever known is him in Twilight. And obviously there's fans of Twilight, but there's also a lot of people that just make fun of that movie. But it wasn't until watching until watching Lighthouse and watching him in Tenet that I was like, oh shit, like this guy's really, really good. And like I've known that because I see it like in articles and stuff like, oh, Pattinson's really good in this, Pattinson's really good at this. But it wasn't really until I went and watched him in a movie that I was like, oh, he's actually like legitimately really good. I'm excited for Batman.
Yeah, like one thing for sure for me is just like I have a funny story about the Twilight movies. I had an ex at the time when I was dating, and I had to watch the Twilight films, or go in a dress and dance to all the single ladies.
Oh my god!
I couldn't get past the second film, and I ended up doing the dance.
Yo, that's a really good one. Batwolf, we may have to do something similar because I know Batwolf and a friend of ours have been pressing me to watch those movies. So maybe I just need some kind of high stakes embarrassment, you know?
Yeah, I low-key blame Taylor Lautner and Robert Pattinson for that day.
Nice. That's awesome. I've never watched them, so maybe I'll get to that one day.
Oh, it's interesting, that's for sure.
It would literally be just to watch them and just to be familiar with like the memes and stuff about everything.
Oh, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that movie by accident too, because like I did the first one by accident, but I walked out of the theater because we were told it was about a vampire, so we assumed it was a horror film, and me and my friend kind of like ditched school and we kind of just went to the theater. We saw it, and the whole time like Bella was talking, we were just kind of like, where's the bloody stuff gonna happen?
You guys got bamboozled real hard on that one.
Yeah, we did. We ended up we left the moment he started sparkling. We were just like,
God.
what is this? And we just left.
That's amazing. That's awesome. Yeah, I will definitely end up watching it eventually. Twilight for me is in the same grouping as like I don't know how you feel about them, but like the Fast and Furious movies where like it's just like it's popcorn, like it's a popcorn flick, and there's not really anything deeper than that other than like let's watch high speed chases and like cars crashing and all that, and like that's fun and I enjoy that. But I definitely prefer to watch like outside of like my fascination with like the Marvel superhero movies and all that. Like I like Lighthouse type content. Like I want to see like Midsommar. I want to see Lighthouse. I want to see like things like that. I think more often as I've gotten older.
Yeah, Midsommar messed with me, not gonna lie.
Really?
It messed with me for a minute. I was like, what?
That was a good one. That was one that I hesitated to watch because I thought it was gonna be like really, really scary, but it was more along the lines of like this is really unsettling and I don't like how I feel.
Yeah, that's what I felt like. I was like, I'm scared.
Yeah. That I actually ended up really enjoying that movie a lot though. Hey, thank you for that shout out for MuSpeak. MuSpeak, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. But yeah, those movies are nuts. But yeah, I think over time I've really been enjoying that one. I know the one that I reference every now and then on stream that I really enjoyed was Portrait of a Lady on Fire, because that movie was like it was in French and it had like people that I didn't know, but like the performances were really strong and the story was really strong. But like I don't ever hear anyone really talk about that outside of like people that are I guess into like the Oscar type movies and all that. So but like those are the kind of movies that I think as I've gotten older I definitely gravitate more to.
I feel you on that one.
Yeah.
as I'm getting older. Like I'm starting to get into those kind of films too now.
Yeah, yeah. It just and it's more just like expanding. I still obviously like all the stuff that I've grown up with, and I continue to watch. But yeah, just kind of I like reaching into different pockets of cinema and like trying to watch that. Like I know Batwolf and I have wanted to watch like foreign films, you know, which I think Portrait of a Lady on Fire counts as one. But like watch foreign films, watch classic films. Like I watched Scream for the first time a couple weeks ago. Like I'm not a horror movie person, so I never watched Scream before. And we went to a drive-in movie and we watched it, and I loved it. It was great. I actually didn't realize how like tongue-in-cheek it was. I enjoyed it a lot. I've been doing that a lot more over the last couple of years.
Yeah, Scream actually scared me a lot when I was a kid.
See, I mean, I remember like catching glimpses of it on like TV, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not watching this. You know, like as a kid, and that always just stuck with me. But like, I guess now that I'm older, and you know, people are like, no, you definitely should watch this or that. Like now I do that. Another good example of that was Cabin in the Woods, which again was very tongue in cheek, a lot of referential horror humor and stuff. And you know, my perspective on it before watching it was like, this is a horror movie and I'm going to get really scared. I'm not going to enjoy it. But that's so far from the truth.
Without spoiling anything, I'm not gonna lie. Like the Chris Hemsworth with the dirt bike made me laugh so much.
Yeah. Like that, when that happened, I thought it was so funny, and I was like, this is not the movie that I thought it was gonna be. Yeah. That was a good one.
Perfect scene. I was like, this is beautiful.
Yeah, it was really the whole ending is really good, where all the monsters start coming out and stuff. But that's a really good one too. I don't think we're gonna actually get to all these questions, which is fine because I like talking to you. But I'll ask a couple more, and then we'll switch over to Phasmo shortly. So the next question I have for you is like, one thing I've been asking everybody on the Spotlight interviews has been like, tell us about your history with video games, because I just kind of like getting kind of a sense of like where you're coming from. Like, are you new to video games? Have you been playing video games for as long as I have? Like, I've been playing since I was like 6 years old, and I play a lot. So yeah, I just wanted to get a sense of like, what's your history with video games?
At first I didn't want to touch them.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The first game I remember seeing someone play was Mortal Kombat 4, and there was like a scene where you, when you die or lose, like you're falling down this giant endless well.
Yep. The spikes at the bottom.
Yep.
Yep.
And I unfortunately I don't like mentioning him, but I have an older brother, but he was a really horrible person, but he would tell me that I'm gonna dream about that, and if I sleep and die, and if I die in my dreams like that, I'm gonna die for real.
Oh my god, that's like, so, as a kid, that's like really something really traumatic to tell your younger brother.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah. So after that, I did not want to touch video games for a while.
Wow. So when did you start? Yeah. When did you pick it up?
One day my older brother wasn't home. He was stealing from a Target.
Fun.
No. Yeah, he was busy stealing, doing dumb stuff. They were fighting. My parents were fighting about him, and my mom put me in his room for the time being, and I just turned on his PS2, and Kingdom Hearts was in there, and ever since then I started playing. Right.
You did say that earlier about Kingdom Hearts being kind of that escape, right?
Yeah. And ever since then I played the first one, and I got so lost. It was so fast.
Yeah.
They don't tell you anything in the game.
I'm literally going through that now. Like if this wasn't like a streamer spotlight stream, I'd be playing Kingdom Hearts 1. It's absolutely true. Like I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Where do I go? What is this mechanic? I don't know what I'm doing.
But I finished it, and I was so happy I finished it. And then like after that, I played Kingdom Hearts 2, and after that I would just keep playing those games because my family was poor, so we couldn't really afford that kind of stuff.
Right.
So I just kept playing those two games for the longest time growing up.
That's awesome. Until
eventually I grew like 18, and my the older brother kind of just. He ran away from home and left all his stuff, and I played Resident Evil 4 on the PS2.
Oh, wow.
I'm not allowed to play that game anymore.
You're not allowed to play that game anymore?
Phantom won't let me play that game anymore.
Is it because it's traumatizing or because you can't get enough of it?
I couldn't stop playing, and I started dreaming about the game.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Just became obsessed with it.
I don't know what happened. I went to sleep and I dreamt about it, and like I gotta finish this game.
That's funny. How many have you beaten it multiple times at this point?
Oh no, I only I had to beat it twice because I didn't know you're not supposed to shoot the merchant.
Oh, I haven't played it, so I don't know who the merchant is.
Oh, there's a merchant in there, and you can't just don't shoot him.
You're not supposed to shoot him. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, because if he dies, you're done. That's it. He doesn't come back.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, there. She said it.
Yeah, I kept waking her up at night. Oh my god.
I kept dreaming about it, and I kept waking up. I was like, I gotta finish this game. And I just started playing, and then she was like, "Are you seriously playing the game?" Like, I have to finish it. I can't stop dreaming about it.
That's funny.
Like, I dreamed up a whole level in that game for some reason, and it freaked me out. And I was like, I gotta get this game out of my head.
The solution probably would have been to just like beat it so that it's like it's done, right? Like you have some closure about it, right? Yeah.
I finally beat it, and I was like, okay, the nightmare is over, and now like Phantom will never let me play that game. Which is understandable, but after that I started playing more and more video games, and I'm like low-key hoping that never happens again, and it hasn't, so
that's good.
But I've been pretty happy since then. Been playing video games more often.
Nice, that's good. I love playing video games. It's definitely like outside of it being a lot of fun, it's just that way to for me. It's I think I said this on the last interview, but it's just a way for me to decompress, and that's always been kind of a safe space to go to, and whether I'm playing with friends or I'm playing solo, like it's just always fun.
Yeah. Like video games are always like, after that, like I just play video games. No, at first I used to play video games like just to take me away, but now I just play video games for fun, and that's a lot better. Not gonna.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good evolution, and just kind of shows your growth, as a person. Where it's like, at one point I played it for this reason, but now I'm playing it for a more positive reason. Yeah.
Like, for instance, the reason why I play Phasmophobia a lot is because my friends and I actually want to go ghost hunting, because I don't believe in ghosts. It's somewhat believable with ghosts, I guess. But me and my friends always want to go ghost hunting, so like I can be convinced. And they're like, "Why do you want to go ghost hunting if you don't believe in ghosts?" I'm like, "Because there's someone out there that is willing to offer money if I catch one in a vacuum cleaner."
Yeah. Let's see. How do I feel about ghosts? I don't believe everything at face value about like evidence about ghost sightings or anything like that, but I feel like there is something that has to explain a lot of these phenomena that just seem unexplainable. Like, I think some of them are explainable and it has nothing to do with it being a ghost, but then there are some that it's just like, I don't know what's happening. Like, I know a good example of it is like on TikTok. I think because I do end up liking this stuff, the algorithm is like, okay, let's show Dim more of this. So one of them is like somebody out in the woods recording, like just nothingness, right? They're just out there by themselves, and then all you hear is like a blood curdling scream, and then they'll say like, "Oh, it's a spirit trying to lure me over there," and I'm like, see, it could be that, or it could be your friend off camera screaming, or it could be like a coyote or something, like if you're in that part of the world, right? Like, exactly. There's like different things that I think are explainable, but then there are definitely things that are not. Like, I could send you one, and I would love your opinion on like, what do you think this is? Because I showed Bad Wolf maybe like a week ago, and I just can't come up with a good reason. It's pretty much a guy who's at a gym and he's working out and stuff by himself, and like he's in a section of the gym that there's not too many people there, and there's some weird things that kind of happen, and then he kind of like gets grabbed and tossed, but there's nothing there. So I'm like, I don't know what that could be. Like, is it just all special effects and somebody like filmed it intentionally and stuff, or is it like something more to it? So I'll send that one to you. I'd love to hear what you think about it.
Yeah, because those ones actually pique my interest. I'm just like, okay, because it makes me rack my brain. I'm just like, what is this?
Yeah.
But what Phantom said right there, her pop dolls, that actually did kind of freaked me out a bit. Like, we would in our old apartment complex, we would just we would have a certain pop doll display, and when every time we'd come back and like in the morning or something, they'd have been moving somewhere, or they just like, and like you could see their feet like move in the dust, and we're just kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
that's not creepy.
Right.
I kept telling him I just stole the pop dolls away. It's just like, no.
I know Bad Wolf has a couple stories from growing up that she's told me that are just like, I don't have any explanation for those things, but they sound like they're like really scary, creepy stories, and I'm like, I don't know how that's a thing. So like I guess those that I kind of do take at like, you know, based on what she tells me. But yeah, there's a lot of them that like, depending on what it is, I can figure out some kind of reason for it that has nothing to do with ghosts, and then there are just certain ones that I'm like, I don't know what it is. So there's clearly something there, I just don't know what it is.
But one thing I do believe that's considered like paranormal, I guess, is Mothman.
Mothman.
That's it. That's the only one.
That's funny.
I mean, there's it's possible.
right.
Like, and that's when my like friend would be like, "So you don't believe in ghosts, but you believe in Mothman?" I'm like, "He's out there.
He's out there lurking.
He's out there lurking." Like, if it wasn't honestly, if it wasn't for the donkey, it'd be like SeaSalt Mothman.
Oh my God, SeaSalt Mothman.
Yes.
That's gonna be your metamorphosis. That's what you'll come change into.
It's what it's all about, moths. Mothra, Mothman.
Yeah, that's funny. Alan says, been lurking, listening to an interview. Cool, I hope you've been enjoying it. Sergeant says he doesn't believe in ghosts, but does believe in spirits. I'd be curious to hear what the difference is for you there, Sarge. So that so that SeaSalt and I can discuss that. And then it's interesting that we're getting into ghosty stuff because we're going to be playing Phasma pretty soon. Let's see. My pop dolls used to move on their own. They had like little dust footprints too. That's what you were talking about earlier, or is that?
Yeah. And there's also some like weird stuff that happened that was like kind of hard to explain for my friends and I, but I'm just like, friction.
Yeah, right.
Like,
science.
Friction, science, and they're just like, there's no way that's friction or something. I'm like, it's science.
Yeah. I'm definitely a skeptic in certain things, but then there are other things that I'm definitely like, oh yeah, there's definitely something to that. It comes from my faith, like the Holy Spirit. Okay, yeah, all right. Okay. I understand what you're saying in terms of the difference there. Then okay. We had okay. I don't know if that's a completed sentence. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely certain things that I believe are true, and then there are certain things that I'm like, yeah, there's no way that's got to be like there's some kind of hoodwink happening here.
Or it's Mothman.
Or it's Mothman, which is a high possibility.
I'm gonna start. That's what I'm gonna do, Phantom. I'm gonna start blaming everything on Mothman, just for you. Just if something creepy happens, just like it's Mothman.
It's gotta be Mothman.
They're communicating with me through friction.
That's funny. Okay, so I have a wait. Oh yeah, what?
What she posted. What Phantom said.
One of those trash cans that had a spin top and it spun on its own when no one was in the room. Well, that's certainly not creepy at all. Do you have an explanation for that, SeaSalt?
Friction and Mothman.
Oh, the friction and friction and Mothman combined somehow.
Yeah, you see, Mothman was in the woods and just flapped his wings so hard it made our thing. Actually, we had like those little trash cans that actually just spin, like the little circular thing.
Yeah.
It had one of those lids, and one night we were all watching YouTube, and we were just looking at old videos that were from our childhood, and we hear like something go off on the side, and we look at it, and we just see our trash can top just spinning nonstop, and it just stops. And I saw it, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not doing this. I literally got up, and we were like, because it was me, my friend, and Phantom, and another one of our friends, and all three of us saw it. All four of us saw it, and like, it just freaked us out. We're just like, yeah, let's just let's not. Yeah. I was like, I'm not gonna be like one of those people who'll be like, who's there?
That's so funny. I know Bad Wolf is when things like that happen, I think she definitely feels it more than I do. Like I usually shrug stuff like that off, but then she'll be like, "No, something's up, something's going on here." So yeah, I think that definitely has to do with like our like level of skepticism with like the supernatural and all that. But
Yeah.
that's funny.
It didn't help. It was like really late at night too. So
Yeah.
we're just like,
What's interesting is that I don't know if that's just something that a lot of people can relate to, but I know there have been times like at my old where I grew up where we would watch like we would watch YouTube videos late at night, like in the basement all together. And I don't know if it's just because it's late at night or like the content, what we were watching and stuff, but like it just feels like creepy things just happen, and with all those like that combination of things happening, like just sometimes creepy things happen. I know there was one, and I guess the example I'm going to use is definitely has something to do with the fact that we were watching creepypastas. So like we're watching creepypastas. It's my two brothers, Bad Wolf and I, a couple years back, and we're just sitting there, and like you just hear like creaks you've never heard before, bumps you've never heard before, and it almost feels like you're kind of psyching yourself out into getting scared just because of what we were watching.
Yeah, that seems to be the most logical explanation. See, there you go.
yeah.
And Mothman.
Obviously, and Mothman. We all slept together in the living room that night. Oh my god.
That we did. We
I
were
believe
very
it.
terrified.
Yeah, just don't go back toward that trash can.
Yeah, we never did. I don't think we don't even have it anymore.
Just burned it.
Yeah, we're just gonna eat it. We're gonna tell Mothman to take it back.
Yeah. We don't want your trash can, Mothman. That's funny. I do have let's see, what time is it? I got a couple more for you. So we were just talking about your history with video games. What is your I guess you already answered this one, because I was going to ask you about your channel and your community, but I guess you're from what I gathered from some of the previous questions, like your main goal is just like having fun, entertainment, creating that safe space for people. So I think that one's answered. So for the next one, one thing I wanted to ask you, because I went through some of your clips and I was just looking at like some of the ones that are still active on your channel and just looking through some of the funny clips. But like, do you have like a really good clip, like a best moment or an exciting thing that's happened to you since you've started streaming?
That I have no idea if the clip's still there anymore. Probably not. But I think you were there for that. When the quote, "There's my thing splits open."
Wait,
it was.
What were you playing?
No, I can't remember. I think
You don't remember?
I don't remember the game I was playing, but I was playing Minecraft, and there was a clip that someone made, and they put the option to choose my skin, and I had to be a naked Minecraft character.
Oh my!
But they didn't have any, so I ended up being this Minecraft character that was in a Speedo.
Nice.
But the Speedo part had like a little middle section area. And I was just like, every time I walked, the character would split that piece apart. I'm like, my dick splits open. Oh no. And they were just, they clipped it, and then at that point they quoted it, and then now like people will actually see the quote randomly. They'll just be like, my dick splits open. I'm just like,
oh my god. That's awesome.
I'm like, well, that's there now forever.
Yeah.
And now like
forever on
everyone
the internet.
puts that quotes on there, someone just like looks at it like, why? I'm just like, there's a story for that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's
amazing.
probably at that point I realized that anything just can happen, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, you just gotta roll with it at that point. Yeah, that's awesome though.
It scares me
My
sometimes.
dick
I'm like,
splits open.
yeah, because I'm just like, I'm sorry if you're not into this content, but like, here you go. There's the explanation.
Take it as it is.
Yeah, love me or hate me, but just know I'll never lie.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a funny story. I gotta see if I can find that clip, because I'm sure it's got to be there somewhere. Yeah. I think if it's within like the last 6 months, 12 months, I think it might still be there. But I know like on my channel, the VODs at least that are, I think, over 90 days old. No, not 90. It might be like over like 60 days old or something. Like they get automatically deleted after that time. So I don't know if the clips are maybe handled the same way. Not sure.
Yep.
One thing that I want to ask you was, in terms of streaming, like, do you have other streamers that inspire you? Like, maybe some of the bigger, medium-sized streamers that you're just like, hey, I really like this guy's vibe or this gal's vibe, and I kind of want to replicate that on my stream.
Well, okay, this is the funny part. So for me, when it comes to streaming, I love watching pretty much small streamers in general.
Okay.
Because it kind of falls back to making them smile. Because sometimes there'll be people that, are just there. It all started when I was on this streamer's channel and they had like 1 or 2 viewers, and I just spent the whole time stream just talking to them, asking about how they feel, how their day, and they just pretty much told me like, hey, thank you for being here, and I'm just like, well, yeah, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a lot of the time I just like going into like watching small streamers and just picking their days up just by being there and interacting with them, because sometimes people just want to talk about anything, the game, and that's what I love to do.
Yeah, that's usually my day at work, because I have an office job, so I have the luxury of being on Twitch throughout the day and just listening in on different streams. So in terms of like a big streamer, it's quite literally only, I think, Tim the Tatman is probably the only big streamer I really watch consistently anymore. When I first started being on Twitch, I would watch a lot more big streamers, but now, similar to you, it's like that's the one exception, and then everything else is like I'm just watching small, medium-sized streamers, people that are growing their communities and stuff. And it's just nice to be a part of chat again, because they're a small streamer. Like, you can actually engage with them in a lot more meaningful way than just kind of being, like a quick username that scrolls through real quick, like a lot of the larger streamers have to deal with. So it's nice. You get to know people better, and you get to play a more intimate part of the stream. Like, you can be part of the inside jokes that happen. You get to witness funny things that happen, as they're happening, and, like, be a part of that. Like, I think that kind of stuff is really special.
Yeah, like I like watching also streamers that are kind of like share the same like thing that I'm trying to share, like pretty much positivity and lightheartedness and fun and safety.
Yeah.
Like people like yous and and others, like, because it's good. It's good just to watch, and just sometimes like a lot of the negative energy that like I try seeping out of others, sometimes I will seep it into, like, it'll seep into me instead.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like I'll take it out, but it'll be in me. So sometimes I like watching streamers like yourselves to just unwind and feel a lot better.
Yeah.
And remind me that, like, it's good. It remind me that the world isn't dark always.
Yeah.
There's always positivity. There's always going to be light. And as long as there's darkness, there's always going to be light. And that's good to search for it from always.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I really... I love the vibe of a lot of small streamers, and if you find the right people with the right mentality and stuff, like, it does end up being like a good place to just spend part of your day, and you get to interact with them, and you kind of feed off of each other's positivity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a price sometimes when you feed off the negativity to make them happier and brighter, but. Mm. If it's enough to take it away, I'll do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, if you could bear that weight for somebody else, for even if it's for a moment, I think that's cool too.
Yeah, because for me, like, in order to pick myself back up again, I just make myself laugh.
Right. Yeah, I mean, very similarly. Like, I will try to do something, whether it's like watching something or interacting with someone, like. I want to break out of that negativity. Like, usually laughter is what will do it. So, like, that'll be like, hey, I'll go watch this sitcom, or I'll be on somebody's stream and just enjoy that, and like, not really worry about the negative stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, no, I think that's a good one. So the answer to that is mostly like, hey, I just prefer to watch smaller streamers, versus, like the big dogs.
Yeah.
Cool.
If people tell me about big dog names, I'm just like, who?
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
what do you mean? They're like, you're a Twitcher, but you don't know who this is. I'm like, no.
It's all
Should
right.
I?
Yeah, I mean, like at this point, so many of these big Twitch streamers are leaving Twitch anyway, so it won't matter. It won't matter in the future.
And I don't feel too bad now.
Yeah, exactly it. Cool. Let's see. One final question for you before we switch over. Do you have any tools that you're currently using that you recommend to other streamers, be them small or experienced?
Tools in what sense?
So maybe things that you're using on your stream that have been really helpful for you. Like they could be anything. It could be a sophisticated tool. It could be like a Twitch extension. It could be even something as simple as like there's an extension that like allows you to allows chat to submit their pronouns so that you know how to refer to them properly, like things like that.
Good question. Good question. Do I have any tools? I don't think so.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, I feel bad now.
No, that's all right.
No, I'm kidding.
The
at the moment,
oh, go ahead.
the only tool that I have essentially is I have nothing.
Hey, that's all right. Yeah, I mean, if you're not employing some of those tools on the stream, like that's totally cool. It's something I like to ask because sometimes there's like nuggets of gold that will appear, and it's like, hey, that's something that's really useful, for other people to know about. So sometimes it's like, what platform they're using this stream. Sometimes it's like specific like equipment that has been really useful. For me, it's a lot of extensions and different like workarounds and stuff. Like a lot of like the interactive things I'm able to do is because I use CloudBot, which is a Streamlabs OBS thing. But I know on Roger's stream he has a lot of little things that he uses that just add a little bit more interactivity on stream. And on our podcast that I'm doing with Lumpia and Show, we were talking one day about whatchamacallit. What was the one that we were all talking about? Oh, we were just talking about like different games that we can interact that are interactive, that like you can play with chat. And we were kind of like just sharing ideas, like so things like that,
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you for that though. That actually helped.
Yeah.
A lot more than
if you ever want to talk about stuff like that, like things that you can bring onto the stream, like I'm more than happy to be just a wall to voice some brainstorms off of. Alan is asking, what is considered a big streamer? You want to answer that for him?
What's a big streamer? To me, what a big streamer is, I guess someone that like, that's a good question actually.
Yeah.
That actually is a good question because I haven't figured that one out yet.
I mean, I think for me, it's just anyone who's reached partner at that point, even if they like submitted a partner application and weren't accepted, but they have the criteria to make partner. Like that to me is probably that milestone of like, okay, you're at that point considered, a bigger streamer,
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that one because at that point, like I said, I like making personal connections. So at that point, there's not really a point to make a personal connection because most of the time I'm just drowned like chat.
Yeah.
I've tried too, and I was just drowned, and I was like, "Oh, it's okay."
Yeah, I mean, even when I have 15 people talking in chat, like that is overwhelming, to like keep up with. So I can just imagine, like what partner status is average of 75 viewers. So like, imagine if all those people were talking, like that'd be a lot.
Exactly, and I'm just like, that's 100% okay if I get drowned out, man. You got everyone here that loves you and wants to talk to you, so that's amazing to you.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with Bad Wolf. I think she's kind of saying the same thing. Partners and people with major viewership. Yep, that's really it. Oh, I missed something from Virtual. Virtual was talking, I guess, back when we were talking about the creepies. Haunted Fraudio presents SeaSalt's creepy fandoms. Listen in as we uncover all the crazy and creepy incidents that happen in SeaSalt's apartment. Hey, there goes a podcast idea for you.
Thank you, Virtual. We thought about doing a podcast.
You guys should. Podcasting is a lot of fun, and it's very like it's very easy to like get started. You don't need like a lot to kind of get yourself going.
Yeah, most of the time we'd be talking about the dumbest things ever, though.
Hey, it's not, Seinfeld is famously a show about nothing, as they say. So a podcast about nothing still has potential. Alan's saying, so like a streamer with 200 to 500 per stream and his partner. I would say so. I'd say that they're considered a big streamer. 200 people in your chat, that's a pretty good amount to... I don't know. For me, it'd probably feel pretty overwhelming. I think at that point, like, it's really hard to have those one-on-one engagements, and you're almost talking that chat as a whole, and then like cherry picking certain messages and stuff. That's kind of like the status quo for someone that has a bigger stream.
Wow, 200 people, that would freak me out. Not gonna lie.
200 people, right? All watch. Yeah, imagine that.
Like,
yeah, I try not to think about that. Like, I'm like, man, like, because like if you put 200 people in a room and you're on stage, like that's very scary. So like, try not to have that same fear when you're live, and if you happen to have 200 people, that'd be pretty insane.
Yeah, I used to be in high school theater, so like that. I remember like my teacher told me like if you need to think of the audience in their underwear. I couldn't see the audience. I thought of myself upstage with my underwear, and I freaked out like, crap. I'm like, they played the reverse Uno card on me here.
Yeah, that advice was not helpful at all.
No, it was not.
The complete opposite effect.
Yeah, but I still nailed it, but it was terrifying.
Yeah, I can imagine. I've had my my share of stage time when I was younger, like in high school and stuff, and I don't know. Again, I'm pretty introverted, so I don't know if I would really feel comfortable doing stuff like that. Bad Wolf, instructions unclear. I am now picturing myself in underwear.
Yeah,
quite literally.
I was just like, I was like, what do I do now?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I've gotten up and like performed at, like I've done like little plays, like with my church, and that's in front of like 50, 75 people, and that was scary. And I know there was one year I took dance and I did like some hip hop, and there was like a concert, like to show everything that we had learned over the year, and that was very scary as well, especially when you mess up. That's very terrifying.
Yeah, surprisingly, it's still stuck. It's sometimes the times I messed up too, like it still sticks with me. Mm-hmm. But like I try to let it bother me too much. Yeah. That
was quite literally the one and only year of dance I did, and then I never went back. Yeah, just can't do it. Alan says, branch of what you're saying. If you were rated and you had that many viewers jump in, would you like that or not like that? I mean, I don't know if it's really a matter of liking or not liking. It's just more like I guess I would feel a little bit more pressure than I normally do. Like, I've definitely gotten used to the idea of having a handful of people on the stream. But like, if you suddenly jump that to like, 10 times, 20 times that amount, like that, I think I would probably, I think I'd be lying if I didn't say like, oh yeah, I'd feel pressure there. Like, I think I definitely would feel an immense amount of pressure. Like, oh my God, there's 200 people here. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, for me, it'd be kind of like, holy crap, baskets. I'm very appreciative, but holy crap, baskets.
Yeah, I do know that more and more I do, just like, whether it's like a podcast or a YouTube video, I'm always trying to learn to like better myself as a streamer. So I go and I watch a lot of stuff or listen to a lot of stuff, and I do hear a lot of people pretty much echo the same piece of advice where they say just turn off your viewer count, because one, like we were talking about earlier, it's not that important, and then two, when things like that happen, when you get rated and there's like 200 people, it's just better to like not have that statistic like top of mind, so that you could just focus on being yourself, being authentic, and entertaining the chat in your own way, regardless of how many people are watching.
That's a really good answer.
Yeah, it's something that I'm learning, and I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty good piece of advice. I know there's some people in our community who turn off their viewer count, and I'm like, yeah, maybe I should do that. Especially in that scenario, like that would be super helpful, or else I would just be maybe have some stage right there.
Like all kinds of man. There's still times where I'm just like, how do some people go live? Sometimes I'll still experience straight stage fright before I stream.
I definitely do feel that sometimes still, yeah. I will feel that, where I think it's just like natural nerves, like you'll feel before the stream. I have this like ritual where like I will take a shower. Like sometimes Bad Wolf gets on my case about it, where it's like I usually stream at 9 p.m. and like at 7:30 I'm like, I gotta go get ready for the stream, and she's like, what do you mean it's like an hour and a half from now? And I'm like, well, I gotta take a shower, so I feel like that's like part of my ritual for getting ready, and I gotta change my clothes, and then I gotta set everything up, and like I'm very meticulous, where like I want to make sure that everything's working so that nothing stops working or whatever. And like it's all very silly, but it's just like this weird process that I've sort of adopted before every stream, and a lot of that is to try to get rid of the nerves.
That's a really good way, honestly. Just to have that ritual, to come before you start. Yeah, I should get one of those. That's for sure. Because usually I start panicking. My brain just goes, "Hey, you want to see that scene from SpongeBob where he starts panicking in his brain? No, well, you're gonna see it anyways. Here you go."
Here it is. Having a little ritual helps with nerves. Yeah, it does. You only get annoyed because it's one less hour I can. Yes, it's definitely not a bad negative reason that she gets on my case. It's more like she just misses me. Aw, which is okay.
My heart exploded.
Let's see, what's Alan saying? I asked because if interested in building up your following, there's always a chance you could have the right thing happen to you and suddenly you have many more viewers. If you did, just wondering how you guys would handle it. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm at the point where I would feel mostly comfortable with that, but like I think the sudden shock of like that happening at any point, without warning, I think it's just human. Like I think I would feel nervous, and I would maybe clam up a little bit, like I definitely would feel that way. That's happened, I think, at least one time, where I think there was like a raid of like 30-40 people. That this happened a couple months ago, and I definitely felt that. So like just X that by five, and it's like 200 people. That's a lot.
Yeah, it really is. Like for me, it's like I accept what the universe has to offer.
Yeah, yeah.
I have to. It's like you can't really fight it, but like, but it's human to feel a little bit like pressurized, even in general. Just that it would freak me out, but like I accept it because at the end of the day, you have to. Like,
yeah, exactly.
But I accept it with appreciation and pride and happiness, because that means because then my panic will just turn to the mindset for me. It's just like, these are more people you can make happy. Right. These are more people you can make them smile.
Right.
Go do your thing, Donkey. Go do your thing. And like, but yeah, but you're right. Like that first shock thing, like, oh crap.
Yeah, I think I would naturally feel that way. Even having streamed as long as I have, like I think I would still definitely feel that way. That's crazy. Sarah Key is known for streaming JRPG, really cool. It doesn't seem like everyone talks in chat in her community. Seems wholesome. Favorite game's Kingdom Hearts. Nice. That's cool.
Whoop,
whoop. I imagine having the mindset you guys have you could have this kind of atmosphere like Sarah has. Oh, I mean, that's definitely possible. Like, I mean, we're talking about like, okay, like if all 200 people started chatting at once, which is, seldomly will happen. Like usually you have like, like 20% of that, is the people who are actively chatting and everyone's just kind of lurking or doing their own thing. But yeah, it's more like just like what's the scenario and like how would it play out and how would we feel about it if we were in that situation, Cool. One last thing for you, SeaSalt, before we switch over. Would you like to plug anything? This is a free opportunity to plug anything to chat. You could plug your channel. You could plug other people's channels. Like, just have at it.
Crap basket. Uh, um, what do I plug?
Plug Mothman.
If you guys don't believe, you guys should totally believe in Mothman.
Shout out to Mothman.
Shout out to the biggest player Mothman out here. Yeah, and you know, thank you guys for listening to me, I guess. But you guys, you guys are really awesome. I'm sorry, like I'm not really good with myself.
You're all good, man.
I get nervous, but no, thank you guys for listening to me. You guys are amazing people, and don't forget that you guys are valid. You guys matter, and I wish you guys nothing but happiness, joy, for not only this year but for the rest of your years and stuff. Like, because you guys matter, and even on days that you guys feel like you don't, you do. And even to me, even if you don't feel it or anything like that, you do to me, and that's how it's always gonna be. But 100%. No, seriously, you guys are amazing people. So, hearts to y'all.
Guys, please do me a favor. Go give SeaSaltDonkey a follow. Are you hitting like a milestone anytime soon? Anything?
Not that I know of. Let's.
I really
just do this. I really do this to entertain a lot, really, mostly.
you have 93 followers. Can we get SeaSalt to 100 followers tonight? Let's help him hit a milestone tonight. I think that'd be really cool. SeaSalt's super cool. SeaSalt, thank you so much for hanging with me for the streamer spotlight. I really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun talking with you tonight, and I hope you did the same.
Thank you for having me, and thank you to all you wonderful peeps.
All the wonderful peeps. Yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in and listening. I really appreciate that.